I am just now realizing that my countdown timer never started. I apologize for that. That is very much so not what we wanted to have happen. You know, seeing the background like that, I'm not sure how I feel about how it looks. It almost looks like it slants like that, but it's because it's angled. But we'll give it a good old roll and see how that works. But welcome to episode 44 of the challenge. Quick disclaimer, making sure desktop audio is coming in, audio input captures coming in. I obviously reorganized this entire thing. So I swapped my desktop in front of me and the background walls. So I'm facing the opposite direction. From last video, I would be facing my switches right now, but they're actually behind me still, but just on a different wall. Hopefully that makes sense, I guess. The wall in front of me leads to the neighbor's house. The wall behind me leads to my child's room, and I was streaming, talking into my child's wall. So hopefully we're no longer talking directly into my child's wall, which is exactly where his bed is at. So hopefully he sleeps better. Let's get into the playthrough here. Still grinding, still doing some Switch evolution, and today is not a normal stream day. I have work today, tomorrow rather, because it's still 10. And so we are popping some Monster and hopefully having us a grand old stream. You still hanging out there, Starkiller? Or did you pop in and pop out? It says I have 2 viewers right now. And I think I am one of them. Hey, Starkiller is here, just lurking a little bit. So, I needed to find more room in my YouTube studio, obviously. But I also got that old tube TV from my parents' house. It's what I grew up with playing the Donkey Kong 64. And wouldn't you know it, hooked up to it at this exact moment in time is Donkey Kong 64 on the N64, obviously. But I have that running. I also have my Super Nintendo, my Nintendo Entertainment System, and my GameCube all hooked up to that TV as well. I need to invest in a 4-way switch for them. It's sitting on top of one of those cube organizers that has four cubes that you can put stuff in, so I decided I was going to put some retro consoles in there. Also have my Nintendo Switches hooked up to a 3-way switch, so I can swap between 2 of my Switches as well as my Xbox Series X. Did some little bit of improvements. I really probably should try to utilize Persian so that I can get that sweet, sweet monies. Looks like we ticked up to 3 viewers. If you haven't already, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button for us. Let's get to 20 likes. I want to try to hit 20, 30, somewhere around there. We obviously have a like goal of 20. It's a sweet Friday night, so we're hoping we can get some good views coming in and get that like goal hit a few times. Sounded like a firework went off. How you doing today, Starkiller? TM08. TM08 sounds so familiar. Glad to hear you're good. I'm doing pretty swell. Can't complain much. Yeah, it's been a goodish day. My work's going through my department rather is going through an audit at the moment. And I'm kind of heading the conversations for that. So basically, if our auditor has any questions, they're coming to me about them. So that's fun. Do we not have a room for Bill that we can sleep in a bed on this cruise? Like, I swear we used to. Maybe that wasn't a thing in Gen 1. I feel like it was. You have safety people from OSHA come bother you? Well, that's not fun. guess we're gonna go to a Poke Center and heal. Yeah, we have to be audited to, like, are we running, like, Office of Foreign Asset Control sanctions? Are we, you know, verifying people with check systems? Are we collecting an ID when we open accounts? What's our process for closing accounts? Are we verifying people when we're doing transactions over the phone? Do we have signatures on documents that need signatures? And I have a team of people under me, so what they do or do not do, I'm on the hook for as well, as far as, hey, you need to get your team in line. And too many times of the team not being in line is a me not being in line problem. But so far so good. It's what we're doing right now is we have an internal auditing team that audits us, so that they take that to the auditor saying, hey, like, this is what we found, and then the auditors kind of audit based off of that. Oh, that sounds stressful. Used to have to do stuff like that when you were manager at Taco Bell. You do not miss those food safety audits at all. Yeah, they're no fun. And so far we've gotten dinged on a few things, but the idea of these audits aren't that you pass with flying colors. It's that you find where's lacking and what needs help. Man, I must have played Leaf Green and all that way too much, because I swear there was things hidden in the trash cans there, but this is wild. You always check trash cans in Pokemon? You have to. It's the law. So I don't know if you've been following the Pokemon card binder I've been doing, but I decided to take a few of the cards out, since I've recorded them and whatnot, and send them off to PSA to be graded. We're hoping for good things. The newer ones don't do that anymore. It's such a low-key bummer thing to be missing out on. Like, it was always so great being like, yes, I found this in a trash can. Listen, I don't think this absorb nonsense is working too well for me. Also, you know what's mildly annoying, Starkiller? I've opened probably close to, like, oh, I don't know, I want to say 80 packs of Prismatic Evolution on a channel. My cousin buys 6 packs. Gets this Flareon. And it's weighted to the left, or to the right very heavily, so it's like a PSA 8 at best. He asked me to sell it for him, so I'm doing so. But, you know, just the fact that he gets one of the evolutions at 6 packs, and I've probably opened close to 80, and it's like, nope, nope, sucks to suck. Paris, you weren't supposed to faint, bro. Now I have to throw out Ekans. Oh, that's understandable, Star Killer. I'm hoping to get mine graded and sell them so that I can buy the Switch too. That's my hope and dream. Or rather, pay for it. Yeah, that's such a bummer that your area's not getting stocked. Very, very, very unfortunate. Hi, matey. Says we have like 4 viewers and only 1 chatter. Who's all watching? Who's here? Let me know. I just KO'd my Ekans. That's pretty terrible. So much wasted opportunity for HP. Got a little bit distracted. The only cards you were bought were Japanese booster box of Ancient Roar in the past month and a half. Looked everywhere for cards and it's just gone. He's gone. I got a lot of Surging Sparks that I'm hoping for one of those Pikachu cards in. Although, as I'm getting my cards graded, there's a part of me that wants to go for an SIR collection of every Pokemon. And I just know that's a terrible idea to even start, because that's going to cost a fortune. But I think it's not helping that I have a Charmander, a Charizard, a Squirtle, Wartortle, and Venusaur. Like, I have half of the Kanto starters, and like that's the start of something disastrous for anything I do with Pokemon. Like, oh hey, yeah, I got the Kanto starter plushies. Well, now I have to get all of them. You don't know if they have an SIR of every Pokemon, maybe an IR. Yeah, basically just a full art card in general, but secret illustration rare if there is one available to be had. Would be lovely. Okay, let's see if I can keep Pokemon alive this time. That's kind of helpful in their development. I'm just flabbergasted that there isn't a bed I can sleep in. Maybe there is and I just missed it. I don't know. Like, I always thought it was a second room. Got a max potion. Hey, that's pretty handy. Got some double sailor battles. You tried to get Destined, got screwed on that drop, and the newest set that came out, Pokemon Center banned you for being a bot, so you missed out on that too. What's the newest set? I got a Destined Rivals pre-ordered for the Elite Trainer box. That was pretty awesome. Hoping for some valuable cards there. I think I also got one of the booster boxes. It's a black and white sets. But yeah, you wanted to rage when you didn't get a Destined Rivals, like you was ready to set your cards on fire. Oh no. No. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think it's starting to calm down a little bit. Like, I think we're going to see a tipping point. Like, we're already starting to see a tipping point, in all honesty. It's just not tipping super fast. Well, from what I've seen, some card prices have dropped a little bit. Oh crap, I didn't want to scratch. I wanted a payday. Like, they're honestly saying Destined Rivals isn't as popular as expected. You know what they say about sailors and fighting? No. No, I don't. They say they're going to lose? Because they are. Your Shelter has nothing on my Charizard. To say nothing for my Persian. But yeah, they really do be hinting that the next remake's gonna be black and white. So much black and white stuff. You have been on top of every release since before Prismatic and haven't gotten a single pre-order since Stellar Crown. Don't see it slowing down because so many more good sets are coming out. I think it's more of like there's an ebb and flow, not just with the good sets, bad sets, but with people's wallets and being able to maintain. I think people have just, consumerism, have bought too much and can't afford to pay the scalper prices, so the scalpers are going to start holding on to their product longer and not being able to sell it. I'll be right back. I need to go investigate my child screaming, if that is the screaming. Nightbot, what'd you do? Scalpers are gonna keep Prismatic on lock. You doubt you'll ever see that set on the shelves in your area. There's too many scalpers and rippage shippers. Even the stores are getting in on it. Yeah, probably. Spam warning. What are you doing, Nightbot? Sorry, Starkiller, I don't know what Nightbot's problem is and why they decided that you needed to be banned. Slash. let's see if that fixes it here. But I'll be right back. Not my kid screaming. glad my message worked for a second, and then I didn't delete any messages. What is going on? Okay, hopefully we're good. No, my kid is screaming. Nightbot's just mad because it's a scalper and it knows it. Yeah. It's like, they're on to me, man. Bug isn't super effective against water from what I recall, but this might work well enough. Yeah, it's gonna work well enough. Nightbot probably lives in your area and doesn't like you talking about it. Yes, that is probably accurate. I'm actually sad that's gone. That was yummy. I enjoy that. Monster Javi, Mean Bean. So good. Welcome on in to those that are lurking but not yet chatting. We don't bite here. My Persian might, but usually it likes to use Payday instead. Get us that money. Alright, we got another sailor to battle. Who would have thunk? We're in the brig. We're in the cargo hold. Something down below. So, Pokemon Center banned you for suspecting that you were a bot? Because that's wild, because just today, maybe it was today, maybe it was yesterday, they released the Umbreon and Espeon Eevee plushes. Definitely got those pre-ordered. Now, they don't release until November, but if I don't want them by that time, I can cancel the pre-order. Not that I would, but got those. Yeah, you're a bot. You tried to check out and got banned. I'm unbanned now, but for the drop in a week after you were banned, oh, that's a bummer. So remember how I told you guys that I pre-ordered that Gardevoir plushie that comes out in the US in like July? That life-size Gardevoir plush? It was a $400 pre-order. Still haven't paid for it because I don't have to do that until they're getting ready to ship it. It is selling for $1,500 on eBay. Like, that is the actual purchase price they have already sold for that. That is so disgusting. Like, I was thinking it would get up to like 800, but I never imagined it would triple, much less almost quadruple in value. That's just savage. You thought about selling your second Switch because they're going for a good price? It's tempting, right? But like, I don't want to be part of the problem. But hey, if it's helping me to fund further Nintendo endeavors, like, by all means. Never underestimate what scalpers will do to keep from getting a real job. For real, though. Hey, Jay, welcome. It's sad that level 14 still won't obey, but that's not what I was intending to do anyways. That's why you see this lasting for 2 years or so. Could do. So, what's the Switch 2 going for on eBay as a pre-order sale? Guaranteed. Seen people buying them for 800. Nasty. You buy 2 of them and sell one of them for 800, you basically got yours for free. Diabolical. This is evil. Impressive, but evil. Or as Ollivander would say, terrible, but great. Accidentally bought one of each and decided to keep them, but might end up selling it for your brother-in-law. Sell it to your brother-in-law if you didn't get one. That's nice. It's like, hey, I got you, fam. Listen, that energy drink was delicious, but we've been sipping on it for 40 minutes, and I don't think that it's done anything. I don't think it's hit me that hard. Depends on who makes my wand. I did just see that comment. I don't know why it was, like, gone from my eyes, but... How's it going tonight, Jay? Anyways. I did mention Ollivander. I did indeed. Apparently there wasn't extra people. This guy's just thrown up. Or no. Maybe it's this guy that's just Ralphing. Yeah. Okay, looks like we got a few more battles and then Gary. Gary! I'm in a very Fallout 3 kind of mood, having played Skyrim. The connection's there, I promise, but overall it's made me... just every time I hear Gary, see Gary, or read Gary, I think of Gary from, what is it, Vault 107 or something like that? The Gary Vault? Gary! Yeah, it's pretty bad. Good day so far? Glad to hear it. Look at that smug beauty queen Goldine. Just thinks it's all that in a bag of seaweed. You wish the Switch 2 had a new single-player game on launch? It's kind of crazy they pushed Donkey Kong a month out from launch. Isn't that wild? It's like, here, have the Mario Kart game that was very clearly intended to be a Switch title before we just reused Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U. Don't forget to feed Gary. Gary! Yeah, I do a terrible SpongeBob impression because I don't really like SpongeBob, but my wife loves SpongeBob. It's stupid that I think SpongeBob is so ridiculously stupid as a show when I grew up watching Ed, Edd n Eddy. They pushed out tons of reused games and anime games and said, here's the new Switch 2, enjoy. Yeah. Oh, I think he went and crawled back in bed. How nice of him. SpongeBob is stupid, but Ed, Edd n Eddy were amazing. Yes. Chickens, Eddie! Buttered toast, buttered toast, buttered toast. Oop, I really did mean to switch out those Pokemon. That reminds me, they actually did a long-term study on SpongeBob viewers. It actually stunted intellectual growth. That's actually a wild point of knowledge. You heard that? That's one of the best cartoons. Okay. Having hated SpongeBob, but liking Ed, Ed, and Eddie, that tells me two things. One, you watched Nickelodeon, and two, you watched Cartoon Network. How do you feel about two shows? Codename Kids Next Door and Code Lyoko. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, I hate that show so much, but yet have a special kind of love for it as well. Kids Next Door was cool. Don't know about the other one. Loved Code Lyoko. Kids Next Door was hit and miss. I like the division there because I personally didn't care much for either of them. Kid Next Door, I think, was just a whole premise, even though it had some cool things going for it. I just didn't like 1. 3 was pretty alright, though. Or was it 5? The one in the green sweater. I didn't like 1 and 2, though. I mean, the idea that adults were lame and that kids were cool, like, I could see how it was like, oh yeah, that kids will like that, kids will dig that, but like, I just thought it was kind of like way over the top. And then Code Lyoko, I think it was just the art style I didn't really enjoy. Dexter's Lab was king. Johnny Bravo. Hoo ha ha. Hey, pretty lady. But now, we live in an age where Johnny Bravo couldn't exist. Imagine how confused Johnny Bravo would be in our day and age. Wild Thornberrys and Rugrats were awesome, and Jimmy Neutron. Absolutely loved Jimmy Neutron. Rugrats, classic. Wild Thornberrys, I feel like his name was Nigel. Or Niles, one of the two. Didn't really do it for me. Wasn't the biggest fan of that one. People would cry about Johnny Bravo. It would get canceled with how soft people are now. Oh, for sure. Johnny Bravo is practically a real person these days. There's a TikToker that's going around dressed up as Johnny Bravo and pretending to be him, and it is hilarious. Love it. But, could you imagine Johnny Bravo just doing his, hey, pretty lady, and then, like, the lady turns around and just speaks to him in a man's voice? Totally could happen in today's age. Yeah, that black dude. And it's sad that I have to refer to him just as that as a descriptor, but you guys know who's being talked about. Like, I really do not know his TikTok handle. And that's the sad thing about TikTok, is it is designed so that you don't know influencers. Like, you just don't see that. It's not a prominent feature. It's not like YouTube, where it's like, oh, that's Brasscoin's channel, or that's Sauce McGavin's channel. That is them. That is that bald gamer. You know, TikTok is designed to just be that 60-second or less type of video experience. You're there for the videos. You're not there to have a connection with the influencer, to the content creator, what have you. It's kind of sad, actually. Don't know why people would get upset about someone describing them, but yeah, I guess people now would cry about that. Yeah, he's hilarious though. Do the Wonka with me. I think sometime close to the beginning of the year there was a talk about redoing Johnny Bravo, like actually kicking off the show again. But I think that kind of died in the concept phase because, yeah, it would not do well. But yet, maybe it would do extremely well, if you know what I mean. Like, the fact that we think it won't could be what causes it to do extremely well. Especially after the Velma show came out. Oh my gosh. I have not seen that. And I think I don't want to. Like, I don't know if I just saw the wrong side of it for people on YouTube taking it a completely different direction, but like, I feel like what I saw was every one of the characters dying in very gruesome ways. And I don't know what's real about that Velma show and what's not. Johnny Bravo has a certain misogyny that works in politics and in gyms. It's just a show hating on people and white people and men. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Don't kill me, Pikachu. Don't kill me, Pikachu. No. Chat getting serious tonight? A little bit. A little bit. Johnny Bravo. Yeah, I think, yeah, it very easily could do really well because of the reasons why we think it would do bad. That's just how crazy and mixed up things are at the moment. It is most definitely okay to disagree and have disagreements. Arguments, on the other hand, never a fun thing. You were comparing Johnny Bravo to the president and a gym bro. Speech pattern wise, as far as keeping things short and concise, I can see it. Gym bro, definitely more of a nail on the head type of a thing, since that's exactly who Johnny Bravo's character is. Overly fond of himself. Wow, killing my jokes. I did not pre-order the Pro controller. I did not see the point. It'll be there eventually. Oh my gosh. Joystick, why? You will just sit in the corner. There's a corner right there. Mudkip's actually in the corner, kind of. Actually, the corner's right here. Yeah, I didn't see a huge point in pre-ordering it, just because it's going to be there, and the Joy-Cons are going to be better to use. Time to cuddle Mudkip. That would be the best thing. You've only caught 40 kinds of Pokemon, Gary-O. Come on, get on my level. We're easily at like 57, 60, something like that. You're level 19, Pidgeotto. Say hello to my Persian. Level 34. This Persian is going to be the reason why you don't have Eradicate in the next battle. Can't wait to see the new Pro controller. You've seen so many videos of people talking about how great it is and just couldn't take it anymore and had to break down and pre-order it. Super expensive for a controller though. Yes. Like, I think I will get it eventually because I do prefer a Pro controller for Mario Kart. However, from what I understand, the Switch Pro controller will be perfectly usable. Oh, well, I did kind of want to swap out my Pokemon so they can get levels. But this Persian's still going to be the reason why Gary does not have Eradicate in the next battle. But you won't be able to wake your Switch with it. Ah, that's mildly inconvenient, isn't it? Who are the other two people that are lurking? We got Jay Reynolds, we got Star Killer. It says we have 4 people watching. Who are you guys? Welcome to the stream. While you're here, smash the like button. Trying to see if we can get 20 likes for the stream, and we're only at 13 so far, so every like matters. Every like counts. Every like is important. Even the stream isn't going to like itself, unfortunately. It would if it could, though. I'm Poison Bug, aren't I? Oh, I'm Bug Grass. I'm gonna do it for the lulz, and I'm probably going to die doing this, but you know what? Whatever. Oh, yeah! Get wrecked, Kadabra. You don't lurk very well because you're too insecure for that. These two people aren't. They're living it up, lurking, watching. I would suspect one of them might be by Swayze at work. The other one might be JJ. It's consistently had 2 lurkers like this entire stream. One of them's probably my friend studying while having me on as background noise. The other one's probably by Swayze at work. You know, the last stream you fell asleep with the stream on? Good, that means my melodious voice is soothing and sleep-worthy. Put me on as white noise, I don't care. I fit the description, obviously. That was a good plug for a joke. You want to wait to get a Switch 2 when ZA comes out. By then, all the bugs will be worked out, and there might be a Legend ZA edition. Not Paris, Tank, and Gary. Wonder how much a Pokemon Edition Switch 2 would cost. Someone was saying they will have an OLED model, and you would hate to see that price. There is... So far, Samsung said they would love to provide a screen for it. It does make me wonder... The only reason why I can think that they wouldn't do an OLED right off the gate is because of the cost, but like I still think they should. I think they should have done an OLED model from the beginning and just said, hey, we're going to sell this base one at this price, but we're selling this one at this price. I doubt for this one they will have a light version. That seems kind of absurd, but then again, they did it last time, so they might. Oh yeah, that just leads to the upper deck. You like the LED more? Starkiller, have you played Metroid Dread in handheld mode? Or have you played Metroid Dread on an OLED TV? They did a tremendous job picking the game that they wanted to use. You hate Metroid? Okay, that is fair. It's not for everybody. But Metroid Dread is so beautiful on the OLED. Like, the colors are just so good. Phenomenal. Metroid's actually got a really cool story, though. It's hard to get through the story on, like, the NES and the Super Nintendo, I mean. But when you can, it is so good. Also, Jay, I will get your patch shipped out tomorrow. I need to go to the store and buy more shipping labels, apparently. I don't... Oh yeah, I did see the ship take off. I did see that. Diglett. Diglett, dig, Diglett, dig, Diglett, dig, Diglett, dig, Diglett, dig. You wish they had Red Dead Redemption 2 as a launch game? Kind of. Like, it is supposed to be coming out on the Switch 2 pretty close, isn't it? It'll be nice having both versions. Yes, yes it will. Patches. We need more patches. Yes, we do. We need all the patches. Red Dead Redemption 2 hasn't been announced yet? I swear it had been. You know what's really super cool after Oblivion got that shadow drop. It just goes to prove that Bethesda's still working on that list that got leaked forever ago, and there is a chance that we could get Fallout 3 pretty soon as a remaster, and you know I am absolutely going to play the heck out of that. I would be playing Oblivion on Brasscoin Plays right now if I could get Skyrim beat. But I have a 3-day weekend after tomorrow. I have half a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. So I'm looking forward to having some downtime to play Skyrim, get a crap ton of videos wrapped up and done, get some projects I've been needing to get done, wake up super early, get all that. I'm excited for Memorial Day to have that time to do so. Got big plans for all that, and get Skyrim completed. I need to get to level 70 there so I can beat a dragon to get the rest of the achievements. That's really the only thing I'm after at this point. Achievements. Still looking forward to Brasscoin the plushie and Brasscoin the flamethrower. Some leakers said it was supposed to be a launch game and now it's supposed to be a holiday release. Brasscoin the flamethrower would be awesome. I don't know what this means. What is this Brasscoin the flamethrower? Spaceballs reference. I'm not gonna lie, it has been 2 decades since I've seen Spaceballs. It's been 1 billion years since you've seen that? Fair. All I know is it was freaking funny, and it's referenced in epic rap battles of history, and I love it. Merchandising, where all the real money is made. Yes. Which is exactly why George Lucas kept the merchandising rights to Star Wars for the longest time. You can't rhyme against the dark side of the Force, and why even bother? Anyways, I will not sing epic rap battles of history because I want this stream to be able to be monetized by the time I'm done with it. I mean, it can be anyways. It's just different. You wish George Lucas just kept Star Wars in general. Probably would have been for the best. Here's hoping that they fix what they did with the last 3 in the next 3 that they're trying to do. We can hope. It is Star Wars. It should be, at this point, Star Wars A New Hope. And then the next movie can probably be Star Wars Crushed Dreams. Or maybe it's Star Wars The Letdown and then Star Wars Crushed Dreams. But we can say that this next movie will be A New Hope 2. A new hope for the fans that the series won't suck. You hate Rey? There is no fixing what they did. They better not ruin the Old Republic for you. Wait, are they doing an Old Republic thing right now? Because, like, I've heard this whole Rey thing is her rebuilding the Jedi Order. being both a dark side and light side user. Just because she is a Force user, not a Jedi, not a Sith. A Force user. And that's how you bring balance to the Force. There was never meant to be two sides of the Force. And that's how Anakin did, by technicality, fulfill the prophecy. He made it so that there was two Jedi and two Sith at any given time. That is balanced. Rey couldn't rebuild a lightsaber. To be fair, Rey never really got Jedi training. At least to my knowledge. I don't think she ever really trained with Luke. He kind of just sat there and was like, you suck. And it's like, well, I'm just going to go read the ancient texts. And he's like, you won't be able to find them. And she's like, I already have them. Something to that effect. I don't know. I didn't watch those movies that intently. But what I do know is that she didn't really get, one, the same level of training that Darth Vader and Obi-Wan would have received. Not even the same training that Luke would have received, honestly. She got butt kiss for training. So the fact that she doesn't have the Force control, understanding, or precision to assemble one of the most technological advanced weapons of that era kind of makes sense. I can forgive that, but that was like something that they had to be able to do to graduate from being a Padawan. Luke's trash too. You can't stand the new movies. Every character in that sucked. Yeah. I can forgive her for that, but that's not excusing the rest of her nonsense. I don't like how they perceived and portrayed the duality of the Force that was supposed to be going on between her and Kylo. No forgiveness at all. Only suffering. BB was the only good character, and he's a droid. Yeah, it did bother me that Luke wasn't the one to rebuild the Jedi Order, not gonna lie. That just didn't sit right with me. Because, I mean, Darth Sidious was supposed to die basically at the hands of Vader. That was Vader returning to the light side of the Force and dying, leaving only Luke, who went to both the dark side and light side of the Force. He was balanced in that regard and would have brought the Jedi Order to its glory, being a balanced order, not good, not evil, just we use the Force. BB-8 had no dialogue to mess up. But he did have some very well-timed beeps and whirs. Like, you gotta give him credit for it. He timed those very well. Ooh, let's not play around with this Doug trio. That Doug trio is gonna wreck my world here in a minute. We are not equipped to handle that. They should have done Luke's story, but Disney was more worried about politics. Yeah. Speaking of that, I still think it's legendary that they released Snow White and it did absolutely terrible in the box office. Absolutely terrible. And so they're like, you know what? We just need to do another launch in the movie theaters. Clearly, it was just not well timed and people weren't ready to see it. Let's relaunch this and have it do better on opening weekend. And it did even worse. Cracks me up. Snow White bombed so bad that they hid Rachel because she was in so much denial. I don't even think they made their money back for that movie. It did so poorly. And it's just so funny because, like, before they started casting for that movie, Rachel Zegler was, like, on this whole tirade about how we should give roles to people that deserve them. We should make sure to include, you know, minorities in roles that they're suited for, and to tailor things to them, and then goes out and says, no, it would be too insensitive to have actual people with dwarfism play these dwarfs, because they're meant to do better things than this. But all the dwarfs that act are just like, why are you taking our roles? Like, we could have played that so well. Like, that is us. I want it. Let us do it. And they're like, no, it would be too insensitive to let people with dwarfism play dwarfs. There are so many things, so many great Star Wars books, but for some reason Disney doesn't want to educate themselves on the story. Yeah, it would take time reading the books, understanding the characters, also understanding what's part of the main series canon and what isn't, but that's a different thing. The dwarves thing was insane. You listen to a podcast about them saying it would have been racist to cast a dwarf as a dwarf, while a dwarf on the podcast was saying it wasn't racist, and they're like, you took our roles and gave it to a computer. What are you doing? Yeah, Dr. Snepper, we got a new camera angle. So, my switches are now where I was facing. Those are against my son's wall. I'm facing the wall to my neighbors now. So, like, I swapped my room, like, 180. It took all of Tuesday to get done. It sucked. But we have a corner right here. Got my old consoles hooked up to that TV. Just trying it out. I would like some color on that wall behind me. So, like, I want to hang up some posters. You're at work. Doing a little bit of a... putting me on in the background while you're working. Because I can't help but notice when you popped in, we still have 4 viewers and have had viewers the entire time. So I'm guessing you've been lurking, letting the stream play while you've been doing your, I believe it was security guardly duties. Do I have an LA and SV Pokebot? I absolutely do, when I remember to turn them on. I really need to update them with the new custom firmware and get them running. That is one of the tasks for the 3-day weekend that I'm about to go into after work tomorrow, is to work on getting those bots back up and running. You just got into work. There's nothing that happens at night. Okay. You're a painter. You'll fly out and paint my wall. There we go. That's what's up. I want a house so bad so I can actually do customization and have it be permanent and not be like, oh, well, all this work I do is going to naught. You've been debating on resubbing to you for that. Sweet, sweet access. Hey, I will get it up this weekend. Like, I am sure by now custom firmware has been made for the new update. I've just been so lazy with it. I really have been so lazy. Hot pink with neon purple stripes. I do like pink, blue, and purple. Like those color combinations, very, very great. Giant Gengar mural. Yes. What's my favorite starters from LA and SV? Sprigatito all the way. Sprigatito, first and foremost. For LA, I gotta go with Cyndaquil. Had Samurott stood on two legs at the end, I would be all for Samurott, but I don't like Rowlet's Hisuian form, and I like the fact that Cyndaquil goes Ghost. Gengar as a giant mural, or Gengar riding a Scolipede jumping over a Toxapex. No, Dr. Snapper, what I am saying is Sprigatito is the first time I've ever wanted to choose a grass-type Pokemon on my first playthrough. And Samurott is because it should be a samurai. Like, they should have taken that in an entirely different direction because everybody wanted it to be a samurai from the get-go. Like, Oshawott on two legs, Dewott on two legs. Give him a seashell samurai sword. Wow, that's a tongue twister. And make him an actual samurai. The samurai armor. Two legs because samurai don't crawl around on all fours. Would be delightful. You went with the Decidueye and Quaxquaval yourself? I do appreciate Quaxley. I think Quaxley is so fun. Quaxley's awesome. What I did not enjoy was Quaxwell and Quaxquaval, especially the move animation. It's cool that it's constantly doing the salsa. Like, I get it. It makes sense. Contextually and regionally, it makes sense. But I hate it. A Pokemon's idle animation can make or break the game. And just saying, Pokemon Coliseum has that dancing Ludicolo, and it's freaking fire. You know, you can't hate it. Yeah, it's... no. You hate Duck's hair. You almost went with Quaxley yourself this run, but decided you need your kitty cat. Yeah. It's Sprigatito. Sprigatito's so great. And like, I knew Sprigatito was going to pop up on two legs from the get-go because of what it was based off of, and I think it's so cool. The cat thief. It's super nice. Pompadour, duck. Do we just need to do a playthrough with Quaxley and name it Pompey? Or Tuft? Totally a furry scrambling for justification. Well, something that's not helping my case is the fact that I did pre-order that Gardevoir plushie back in like February. That comes out in July. I did pre-order it. Haven't paid for it yet because it hasn't started to ship, but it is pre-ordered. And it is selling for like $1,500 on eBay right now. So I'm excited about that, Dr. Snepper. It is more human. It is very humanoid. It's a waifumon, definitely. You defend me as not a furry. Well, that's good. Somebody believes me. $1,500 for a plushie is sane. Just imagine if they had a Lopunny. Dude, you know Lopunny's coming out within the next year. Come on now. Don't even. They opened up a floodgate. Cinderace will happen at some point. Like, I would also not be surprised if they released a Mega Gardevoir shiny plushie. But, I don't know if you guys were all here in the stream when I pre-ordered that, because I do believe I pre-ordered it live on stream. Holes will be cut into the plushie and unspeakable things will be done to it. Yes. Yes, it will. And so, I told you guys that I don't believe in scalping. I don't want to be part of the problem. However, with that Gardevoir plushie, I did make an exception because of that exact sentence that just was typed by Starkiller. And I will defend this stance forever. I paid $400 for that plushie because I knew it would at least double in price for sale on eBay. I did not expect it would quadruple. But I did it because I know that the people that are willing to pay that much for that plushie are going to do what Starkiller just wrote. They will do unspeakable things to that plushie. And so if they want it, they will pay for it. And that's why I did it. That is a great question, Jay. Very great question. Six sick people want these plushies and they should have to pay extra for it. That was my logic as well. Also knowing the fact that they will do so. And so I'm going to benefit from it. You know of modders who charge that much just to do the work? Insane how much peeps will pay? Yes. So I'm hoping to add to my house down payment with the proceeds from this plushie sale when I finally get one in my hands. Oh yeah, I know you can get a male Lopunny. It's just, yeah, why is there not a form for it? Like, Pyroar has a male and female form. Lopunny probably should as well. So should Cinderace, for that matter. Like, granted, at least that one is neutral either way. I too would love to see a life-sized Whale Lord. I got a very, very cool Whale Lord illustration rare or secret illustration rare on one of my cards I pulled from Journey Together. Beautiful card. Female rabbits are naturally bigger than males. Makes sense. They do have jobs to do. Life-size Whale Lord could be a dirigible. You got that Whale Lord card in a Japanese set of Journey Together? Very nice. It's a beautiful card. Get a Goodyear's Tires endorsement. The amount of thirst on this stream is surprisingly high, and it ain't just from you. I'm trying to shove fluids down my throat. You would love to see a hot air balloon that is skinned as drift blim. Children ride free. Oh gosh. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't do the anime adjustment correctly. That would be such a cool hot air balloon. If I'm ever rich enough to have a hot air balloon, I will do that for the memes, for the lulz, for everything. One of these days, I will get to streaming at 5 in the morning. I want to see if changing my stream time would help. Like, I know my prime active hours for the channel are earlier in the day, like noon. Seems to be pretty popular. It would be very great. But hey, we ticked up to 5 viewers, so welcome on in. We've got 39 views for the stream total. 6 concurrent. And 13 likes. We're 7 shy of our like goal. We're getting there. Like goal of 20. Might still be possible. We got like a little bit of time left. Not a lot of time. We actually don't have a time limit at the moment. Unless my kid wakes up. That's pretty much the time limit at this point. Can't wait to see Scarlet and Violet on Switch 2. Me neither. Although I think we have to pay like a premium price to get the updated graphics, or maybe not. Maybe it just runs better on the Switch 2. Because I know Tears of the Kingdom, like, you have to pay extra to have it be a Switch 2 version. It's free? Nice. Better be, just to apologize for all the people that bought it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Question. Should Exodia be considered a god card? You think so? I say no. Just because you do have to have all 5 pieces in your hand at the same time in order for it to work. And there isn't technically an Exodia card. I mean, there is, like, Exodia the Necromancer, but it's not a single card. So, in and of itself, it is not super amazing. Instant Win has an unkillable form separated into parts because it's too powerful. But if it was a single card, absolutely, it would trump all of the other god cards. Simply because Exodia, its whole thing is, once it's summoned, it cannot be stopped. God cards can be stopped, broken, and worked around. What I would like in regards to SV Starkiller, well, not even SV, just Pokemon in general. Just kind of talking about it, watching Sauce McGavin stream. 3D Pokemon games are great. It's nice to have an open world. It's nice to have 3D characters, environments, all that. But if it's at the cost of an empty open world, you know, hollow buildings, nothing to see, nobody to talk to, nothing to develop the lore outside of cutscenes, I would rather Pokemon go back to 2D splendor. Just high definition 2D would be fabulous. And it could be like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl level 2D. That would also be okay. We could handle that. Slifer Duel, anyone? With the deck out loop? Yes. Infinite Cards is a real card. You can get it. Battle City Tournament Rules. Let's do it. You're actually Ace IRL. Just am supremely underslept. What does Ace mean? You're actually Ace IRL. Not does not compute. Yeah. They can make a 3D open world Pokemon game easily. It's just they are lazy. They would put an empty 2D Pokemon game just the same. You just think the developers are just lazy now? Strong chance. Usually it's a perspective someone else to compare to cute Exodia. Yeah. Me and my wife went on a whole Yu-Gi-Oh thing a while back. Mainly around Christmas time. So we still have yet to actually build decks in Duel. Tia as DMG was good. I always like building a Joey Kaiba deck. That's kind of how I roll. My wife is all about Yugi's deck, which is super hilarious. Like, she likes the Dark Magician and all that. And don't get me wrong, I like those cards too. But Joey and Kaiba pair so well together with a deck strategy. Yeah. You take cards from Joey's deck and cards from Kaiba's deck, and you merge the two together. Red Eyes, Darkness, Metal Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Red Eyes Baby Chick, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. If you put a deck together with those cards, you have an easy way to summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon every single time, and by the time you get it out, it will have 5,000 attack points. You loved that combo? It is such a great combo. Kaiba does secretly simp for Joey and even puts him in a fursuit. Yes, he does make him dress like a... wait. I think that's Declan that puts him in a fursuit. He puts him in a dog suit because he loses at Dice Monsters or something, loses at a duel, and then Yugi Dice Monsters to get him out of it. Let me check. Having recently watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Within the last few months, I can affirmatively say it was Declan. Unless Joey gets put in a suit more than one time, which is incredibly possible. It was duck. Duck, duck, goose. Regardless, Kaiba's a simp. Yeah. So the strategy, Dr. Snepper, is you throw out a Red Eyes Baby Chick, easy summon. If you have a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon in your hand, you can sacrifice a dragon to basically bring it to the field. You do so. Once you bring it to the field, you can summon 2 dragon monsters from your hand. So within one turn, you can have 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons on the field. Maybe it's 2 turns tops. But within 3 to 4 turns, you can have a Red Eyes or a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon on the field, have 6 dragon cards in your graveyard, and be good to go. You're off to play your emulator and listen to me in the background. Is this a day off? No, you said you were at work. Have fun. Have fun at work. Okay. Speaking of Kaiba's wardrobe, I would like to have his Battle City coat jacket thing. That is as cool, if not cooler, than the Assassin's Creed robes from Assassin's Creed 2. Oh, very nice. Very nice, Dr. Snapper. Enjoy the day, night, evening, the shift. Apparently YouTube says at one point I had 8 concurrent viewers. That's pretty dope. I can't remember. $22. Ekans evolved at 22. Almost been streaming 2 hours, coming up on that 2-hour mark. We almost have 2 of the 3 Pokemon evolved. We might get to fight Misty today. It could happen. 1 more level and he's evolved. We just need like 5 Dugtrio to come through. Did send a hydrate command through Twitch. Stay healthy. I do not have Twitch chat pulled up, but I can see all of the messages that come through Twitch, but not the hydrates. But we will hydrate for it all the same. It's crazy that I'm only on Misty. Absolutely diabolical. But once we get Misty, we'll go straight to Koga. We have like 40 Pokemon to evolve in that. All of our stone evolution Pokemon will be available to us. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do after Misty. Yeah, it's just gonna be faster to do it this way. And Paris has to get to level 24. And I believe Zubat's 22. Yes, I am planning to use Charizard with only fire moves on Misty. Little impossible right now. Has Charizard learned the fire move? No. Charizard has not. At level 46, he learns Flamethrower, though. So, holding out luck for that. Eight viewers. Hello, everybody. That's double from what it was a few seconds ago. Welcome to the stream. We get excited about small numbers of viewers here. Smash the like button while you're here. We got 13 of the 20 that we're trying to get for the like goal. Yeah, if we can evolve this Charizard, or not evolve it, it's already evolved. If we can level up this Charizard 2 levels over the course of evolving the next 3 Pokemon, we can get Flamethrower and fight Misty with only fire moves. Sure, Mega Evolve Charizard in Gen 1. Now that would be content. Yes. We can make it happen. It's gonna take so much EXP. To make that happen. But hey, we're getting about 90 EXP for Charizard each battle, so only gonna take like 55 battles to level him up one time, and then we have to see how much it's gonna take for a second. Hey, Doug Trio. That's gonna help. You know what I'm really not looking forward to? my gold silver crystal challenge and having to beat Whitney. That's going to be difficult. Ekans is evolving. Charbuck. Crystal would probably be the best Pokemon game. I'm absolutely doing Crystal. I have to. I intend to shiny hunt Celebi at the end of it. Ooh, go Paris. You are going to decimate this Bellsprout. You ready? Boom. Paris evolving. Who remembers what the last Pokemon is? Can't wait to play the GameCube Pokemon games. You've never played them before. They are spectacular. They are phenomenal. You're going to absolutely love them. Whitney isn't that bad. You know there was an option that could help. Yes, there is a Machop trade. A level 15 Machop that can help. But I can't remember if we were doing a shiny only badge quest version or I think we were doing a Professor Oak's challenge for that one. So it will be an option. But we are definitely going to be hyper over leveled when it comes to that point. No, it's Zubat. We need a Golbat. We need a Golbat. We need 4 levels on Golbat. And we're done. 4 levels on Golbat and we can fight Misty at long last. At least Diglett can't hit Zubat. It can scratch. It can't dig at Zubat, but it can scratch. It can still do damage. We just need these Doug Trio to come out and play. Back-to-back Doug Trio? Let's get it to happen. Hasn't happened yet, but it can. Not what I was looking for, but it'll do. You think the Switch 2 will get the Oblivion remake? It's definitely possible. I would not put it past it. But really, it depends on how labor intensive it is, right? Because it is on the Unreal 5 engine. And that's pretty beefy. Oh, well, it works. Keep forgetting I'm trying to level up Charizard. Defeat Misty with all fire moves. Hey, Wiss is here. Welcome, Wiss. Doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. We just have a Zubat to evolve and we can fight Misty. New angle on the camera. Yes, we are doing a new angle on the camera. I am now facing my neighbor's wall instead of my son's wall. So I flipped the room 180 and decided, hey, since we're at it, let's put this old tube TV here. Wiss is late for this stream, but on time for when I used to stream. It is finally Friday, and tomorrow we will be streaming at 8 p.m. At least. I hope to get a bunch of videos made tomorrow. I'm pretty easily able to multitask my 4-hour shift of work, have videos compiling in the background, because really I just need to click a few buttons, you know, take a break for 30 seconds, click a few buttons, and then be back doing what I need to do. So pretty easy to manage that while doing my reports and follow-ups and things like that. You have way too many homeworks to do? That's not fun. Hey, there's Hunter Fan Jay. You know what? I just barely processed. Jay, your alt account is probably one of the lurkers. Also, Wiss, how long have you been watching the stream? They have laundry simulator for $3.99. Yes. Oh, we were guesstimating that you were one of my lurkers, but we now know that Haunter Fan and Dr. Snapper were some of my lurkers. If it's math, probably not. I probably couldn't tutor that. Wiss said math was like parabolas and stuff right now, and I'm not great. I want to show you something. That just makes me so happy. Just knowing that at any given time I can just turn around. Get this nonsense out of here. That's been doing that. If you guys want to play Laundry Simulator, I have some that could be washed right now. Like, you don't have to simulate it. That makes you remember all of the poor Pikmin. The GameCube will be available on the Switch 2 Expansion Pass. Really eager for that. You know I'm going to be playing some Wind Waker on Hyrule Monkey. You know I'm going to be playing some Twilight Princess. You know I'm going to be playing some more Pokemon Coliseum and Shiny Hunting on the Switch with that. Absolutely. Still need to start playing Tears of the Kingdom. Just can't pull away from your Pokemon. Yeah, definitely can't do that. Tears of the Kingdom is pretty great. I keep telling people if you played Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom isn't that amazing. And if you play Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild would be lackluster. But like playing the two together is not it. Think you can get that game cheaper on Xbox? Probably. Hey, Tears of the Kingdom is amazing. But if you played Breath of the Wild recently before it, it is just more of the same with extra stuff. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the fact that you can have little mini dungeons. The temples are actually feeling like temples again. Like, I would argue that Tears of the Kingdom is better than Breath of the Wild. Like, that argument is a valid argument. But if you've played Breath of the Wild, it is much more likely that Tears of the Kingdom will be annoying than phenomenal. And if you played Tears of the Kingdom and try to go play Breath of the Wild afterwards, probably not going to be a great experience. Because the basic concepts are the same. You have 120 towers, your shrines, dungeons, whatever, and towers to go and unlock. They are both beyond amazing games. I agree. I'm a huge Zelda fan. Tears of the Kingdom admittedly pissed me off because it didn't connect Breath of the Wild to the rest of the series at all. And in fact broke more things than it could have ever fixed. But that's from a theorist perspective that I played those games through with the lore. And I just hate how it has another Hyrule origin story with no explanation of, like, did the old one die? Like, are we rebuilt? Like, what's going on? And I think that they really just need to flush that out instead of trying to be mysterious, because I think it actually hurt people's ability to hype up the game for them. Squirrel Madness, $7.99. Get it. Is this on Steam you're looking at? Or on the eShop? Beat Breath of the Wild, even got a cool dirt bike, though you didn't see the point of Master Mode and some of the side events. Fair. Hyrule timelines are absolutely just insane chaos. They do, for the most part, make sense with minor inconveniences. Yes. And I can handle minor inconveniences. It's the simple fact that it's not cohesive. Skyward Sword, they made a huge deal out of this is the origin story for the land of Hyrule. The goddess Hylia set these things in motion. Your story link, you bring the people of Skyloft back down to Hyrule. You establish the kingdom of Hyrule. That's how it starts. And then fast forward to Tears of the Kingdom, it's, oh, this guy Rauru, which was the first king of Hyrule, which is of what the sages are named after, that takes place before and after Breath of the Wild, has no knowledge of the Master Sword or Link. But yet, Sonia is definitely a descendant of the goddess, and of Zelda more specifically, but, you know, whatever. It don't make sense. It very clearly takes place after Skyward Sword. Because, yeah. And it bothers me. You completely refuse to get Hestu's gift? Yeah, we don't need another stinky turd. The only thing that realistically makes sense for Tears of the Kingdom is that it occurs in a split timeline era where Rauru, as a Zonai, helps establish the Kingdom of Hyrule with a descendant of Skyward Sword Zelda, because the timeline happens differently. Like, in this, Link goes back into the past and destroys Demise in the past. Destroys him in the future line, goes back in the past, destroys him there. That creates a split timeline. A timeline where the people had just gone up into Skyloft and then Demise is destroyed. We don't know when they would have needed to come back down, if they would have needed to, or how that would look, but it is very possible that they just came down at a later date or an earlier date, and Rauru established the kingdom and things just progressed differently but similarly. It doesn't explain how all of these artifacts of the hero got there, how they are legends at that point. Maybe the events still happened in between Ganon's imprisonment and the time of Breath of the Wild. It's possible that, you know, Ocarina of Time still managed to happen somewhere in there. You know, all of those events to have these heroes. It's possible. A character dressed as Link? Yes. I used to have on my channel for Zelda videos my avatar dressed up as Link. It was a thing for a while. The hat needs to have a bill, though. Could only imagine what kind of a monstrosity that would look like. Zubat's level 20. It's got 2 more levels to evolve. Charizard's only halfway to level 45. Listen, I don't think we're going to be able to beat Misty with all fire moves. I don't think that's going to be a thing. It's going to be way too much over-leveling Charizard. We would have to grind with nothing but Charizard to get that to happen. Should have gotten Flamethrower on Charmander before evolution. Probably. Probably should have. What I shouldn't have done is deleted Ember, honestly. That was dumb. My mistake. But I was not resetting those precious encounters for it. And TM08 is only Body Slam. That's lame. Charmander learns Flamethrower at level 38. Dang. But could you imagine having to get Charmander to level 38? I mean, I guess it was only 2 extra levels, but then I would have had to get to level 40 before even fighting Brock. So I could actually evolve it into a Charizard at that point. That would have been painful. Oh, shoot. That's not good. I unplugged stuff. Oh. I never thought it would have been unplugged at my 3DS level. That was weird. It was wild. Apparently I'm attacking. Sludge has no usable Pokemon. Sludge has blacked out. One more level on to Zuzu. Okay, and our goal is to make it to Fuchsia City having battled as little trainers as possible so that we can go back through and switch train a bunch of Pokemon at once. The Great Kazoo? No, Zuzu! As in Zuko. Zuko. 1200. Yeah. It's gonna level up to 45 at the same time. Zuko. The Great Kazoo is from the Flintstones. Zuzu is Azula mocking her brother. Yes, yes it is. Thinking about Iroh, all you want is a good cup of tea. I got some half lemonade, half iced tea in the fridge that I forgot about. Gonna have to dip into that tomorrow. Zuko, sit down, relax, and enjoy some ginseng tea. And it is called an Arnold Palmer for that reason. Even has his face on it. When my mom's... I got some for my mom for Mother's Day, actually, because she started drinking the iced tea and whatnot to try and get away from soda a little bit more. And I was like, yeah, I kind of forgot which one you liked, but I figured I remember seeing the one with George Bush's face on it, so I got that one. Just completely messing with her. It's like, George Bush isn't on that. And like, I showed her. I'm like, I know, but it looks close enough. So it is now known as the George Bush tea. We all do know that it's Arnold Palmer on there, but you gotta admit, dude looks kind of like George Bush. And you're welcome for that. Now I have to edit a picture of George Bush on the label. I think I might have to. I guess we're doing Persian. It is the natural progression of messing with your mother. Yeah, you got to. Not my mic just vibing with the music because I keep shaking my desk. You know, I think the only thing that could make my setup better is putting a camera on top of my TV that faces down that also links up to my computer so that I can just switch scenes in Streamlabs and just rotate around and play that and still be recorded. Although it would be lame for you guys watching the gameplay just off of the webcam footage. I would also probably have to route the video through to my recorder still. Start switching to various angles during the stream. Yeah. I would like to be able to do that. That's why I I really want to get a house so that I can actually do a proper setup, I would mount 3 different cameras and switch angles periodically. I think that would be very engaging. And now we switch to Brascoing live in Lavender Town. You know, I don't think it gets enough credit. Pokemon Coliseum. What's the town? Pokemon Coliseum has that town where all Pyrite Town. Pyrite Town kind of gives off Lavender Town vibes, not gonna lie. To a degree. I just kind of realized that thinking about the two of them. Like, do they have anything in common? No. One's a graveyard and the other's a scumbag town. But they kind of give off the same vibe to me. And I don't know how to actually explain that. Charizard grew to level 45. Which is weird that that happened before Zubat evolved. Pyrite is a mineral. Iron Pyrite is fool's gold, so it is a color and metal. Yeah. Logic seems sound. Zubat, level 22. Zubat is evolving. We can now fight Misty. Go Zuzu. Okay, let's see how much EXP we're getting. Okay, 243. I think this might be doable. Hold up. Alright, we still here? Looks like it. This is the reason why I don't stream late like this anymore. Like, I love my kids, but heaven forbid I have a freaking late night doing some stream while they sleep. Like, I'm not even being that loud. He's completely on the other side of the apartment. There's no way he can freaking hear me at all. But, like, just a simple fact that I'm trying to do a thing means, like, nope, screw you. I ain't sleeping. Nope, not happening. They're getting in the way of our late night streams. A little bit, huh, dude? One day they'll be old enough to help. Or old enough to understand consequences of staying up and not going to sleep when it's bedtime. But yeah, this one really has no reason to be up. Is aggravating. But they're still kind of cute. I think more of the problem is that because of the way my wife and I's schedules work, like, she has to go to sleep because she works really early in the morning tomorrow. And so it's not like she can just handle him. Either way, one of the two will probably work. Like, I have my niece babysitting tomorrow while I'm at work. Well, because I'm working from home, so she's going to be in the house keeping an eye on the kiddos, and I'll be, like, keeping an eye on her, keeping an eye on them. So, managing, basically. Yeah, you're so tired, dude. I think he's just a little cold. The children are considered spare change. Makes sense. But yeah, this is basically the reason why I'm always so tired and why I don't bother trying to stay up and do late night streams anymore. It always gets crashed. While we can fight Misty, just trying to get that Charizard up to level 46 so it learns the move I want. We are coming up on the 3-hour mark though, so 10 minutes out from that. Realistically, yeah, it's 3 hours would be 50-50. 10 minutes was waiting. We could do 10 to 20 minutes. We'll see. Want to keep the streams kind of to 3 hours as much as possible. You say flip a coin. Heads, you go overtime. Tails, you cut it short if you have to. Realistically speaking, I shouldn't stay up past 1 regardless. Which is 20 minutes out, so. I do have work tomorrow. At 9. So that's 8 hours, give or take a few minutes. And I should see if I can work extra hours tomorrow so that I can get my full 40 and not have to use time off. You just wanted to see me do a backflip? There was a time where I could do that. Probably not anymore or ever again. Maybe on a trampoline. But I could tell you one thing, if I did do a backflip, it would end up being tails because my face would be in the dirt. More battles, give or take. Of course, it would be Doug Trio. New stream idea, playing with everything inverted, flipped on either the vertical or horizontal axis. That would, in fact, be disorienting. Yes. Ooh, good. Good Charizard. Oh, come on. I don't have any more moves. Good for a Malamar playthrough, though. Yeah. My kid's just having a blast kicking his legs. Keeps kicking my armchair. You're supposed to be asleep, dude. At least someone is getting a kick out of it. All the kicks. He's been doing this recently, like, just random times throughout the night. Like, one night he woke up at 3 and was playing until 4 and then just crashed out until 9. Hey, there's level 46. Flamethrower, yes. Yes, we do. Leer. Leer should be forgotten. So we can never accidentally forget this move when flamethrower... Or not flamethrower, fire spin. Well, it's not time to be rolling, squirming, and kicking. It's bedtime. Random bursts of energy might be a seasonal thing. You set insomnia in the spring and summer. Get. Could be. That, and he is a baby, so everything's always changing. What are we screaming for? All right. Because I don't want him screaming through the entire thing. This is where we're going to end off. 64 Pokemon. Waiting for Misty. We are 92 hours, 17 minutes into the run. 1/3 of the way there. A little over 1/3. And we're going to be like 2/3 by the time we're to Koga. So we got like another 40 to 60 Pokemon to level up and evolve Catch before we can fight Koga. But we're going to end here for the night and hopefully get to stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. Have a good night, Jay. And Starkiller. If Starkiller's